Hi guys, I know usually we see me in the craft room, not ever in really any other part of my house, but today I am coming at you with a coffee drink that I have discovered. It's kind of a combination of the Pioneer Woman iced coffee and then also Sumptuous Living has one out that's really good. I have taken it, I've been making iced coffee for years. I love it. And so what I've done is I've taken those two iced coffees in my experience and I've kind of come up with this, and I think it's like the perfect mix. And the reason why I'm sharing it with all my viewers is because I sit down when I am working in my craft room with usually iced coffee. I live in the Southwest. It's hot here most of the time. I can get away with having iced coffee. And then when it gets really warm, then I'll just, brew some coffee. Or really cold, I brew some coffee. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It cost me a total of $8 to make this at home. And it lasts me for the whole week. So that's a good savings. So the things that you're going to need to make this are you're going to need 2 pitchers. One to brew in and then one to pour in. You're gonna need a coffee, just a regular espresso type coffee, the whole can. I like to get anything that is Latin based. This to me is yummy. And this isn't that expensive. I think it's like $3.75. Then you're going to need, because we're gonna brew this for 24 hours in our refrigerator on the sink. Then we're gonna strain it tomorrow. 24 hours later to strain it. So you need one of these. And you can do this with cheesecloth, but I still get grounds and I have to keep straining it back and forth. So I prefer just to use coffee filters. It fits perfectly in here. And if I go slow enough, it's fine. I don't have to worry about anything. So I use one of these in here when I strain it. And then once I get it all strained into this one, because this is a bigger one, I add 1 cup of sweetened condensed milk, or the 1 can. And then I also add coconut milk. But I take and scrape off the fat that settles on the top of this, and I use that in my cooking. And that way there's no chunks in my coffee, because a lot of people like coconut milk in their coffee, but they don't know how to get rid of the chunks. So the secret is to leave this, you can put it in the refrigerator about 15-20 minutes before you open it if your house is warm. Open it up, take off the solid on the top, which is fat, and you can actually use that in your cooking. Throw it in your sweet potatoes and mash it up, and it's delicious. So good. So that's what we're gonna do to make this coffee. So first of all, let me do step 1 today, which is to take and just put the whole can of this coffee into this pitcher. And I'm doing the smaller pitcher for a reason. The reason, now you can go ahead and make hot coffee. I was doing that with my K-cups, but hot coffee it changes the chemical in the coffee, and it causes it, once you go back and put ice in it and make it cold, it actually can cause it to change the chemicals in it, and it'll irritate your stomach. So if you have a sensitive stomach, you want to stay away from hot coffee that has been iced to turn into iced coffee. That's why I have to order like a cold brew or something. So there you go. So now this is in here. I know that looks like a lot. It smells so good. And now I'm going to go ahead and just fill it up with some water. Okay, so I filled it up with water, and there's still the coffee on the top, so I need to press that down. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to take the spatula and just press the grounds into that water. Now, this does make super duper strong iced coffee. It's actually iced espresso. I do that on purpose though, because when I put ice in it, it dilutes it. And also, when I combine all my other ingredients together, I can add more water at the end if I so choose. So this is just like my base of my coffee that I'm making right now. All right, so I got that pretty well mixed up. And now I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator Sometimes I leave it out, but I don't have a lid for this particular pitcher. My other one that is the sister to this one is missing. I think one of my boys has it to do with something with their saltwater tank right now. I do. I think it's somewhere. So I have to use this, so it's gonna go in the refrigerator. You can put saran wrap over it. I don't. I just leave it like this. So I'm gonna check out, and then tomorrow around 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna turn you back on and finish this up and show you how to finish it up. Finish it up and show you how to finish it up. I haven't had my coffee yet today, so I'm kind of not there. All right, guys, I will see you in just a second. So I'm back, and my coffee has brewed in the refrigerator for about 24 hours, a little shy of 24 hours. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna strain it into this nice big pitcher. And all I did to get ready to strain it was I took like a mesh type colander and just put a coffee filter down inside. And I may have to switch the coffee filter out as I do this, and I need to make sure that I do it slow. So I'm gonna pour this really, really slow. And just so you guys know, my dog, my girl, Phoenix, her name is Phoenix, she had surgery yesterday, and so she has a little cone on right now, and that's what you hear in the background. It's also why my lighting in here is so bad, is her little best friend, Crypto, my other golden retriever male, is out in the back, and he is wanting her, like he misses her, and so he's crying a lot, and so I have to keep the blind shut, the shutter shut, so that, you know, he's not whining the entire day, because he will. Okay, so I went ahead and I ran it through the strainer, and this is what I'm left with. So about a half gallon. Now this is super duper concentrated. Now it's great for iced coffee, and I'm going to tell you a couple different things you can do to you know, have some variation to it. But you don't want to drink it straight. It has to be over ice. You're going to have to dilute it because it's very concentrated. And I did that on purpose so that we can dilute it with the ice, because we want it to stay cold, right? So as the ice melts, it'll help dilute it. So that's why I make it so strong, right? All right, the first thing we're going to add in is a can of coconut milk. However, I'm going to scrape off the solid off of the top because it will separate in our coffee, and we don't want chunky coffee. So if you just take and separate off the top of it, it'll leave more of the liquid, and you won't get that chunky coffee. Now, don't throw this solid off the top away. This is good stuff. You can put it in some sweet potatoes. That's always yummy. Take sweet potatoes, boil them, and then go ahead and throw that in as you mash them up. And you can throw that on the top of like a healthy shepherd pie that you take ground beef and you saute up with some onions, some carrots, and some garlic. Put that on the base, and then throw those sweet potatoes on top, pop it in the oven. Oh, so good. I know it sounds like a weird combination, but it's really yummy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my coconut milk. This is coconut milk. It is not coconut oil. Then from there, I'm going to throw in a can of sweet and condensed milk. Making sure I use a spatula to get all the goodness out of it. From here, after you get both of your cans of coconut milk and sweetened condensed milk in, you're going to want to whisk it up to make sure that you stir it. I just use my plunge thing from It's a Pampered Chef one I got years ago, and it plunges. So I just take and I use this. So if you have this or a pitcher that can plunge, this is absolutely perfect for it. Make sure that the top is closed, and then you just plunge it away to get it nice and blended in. Now, you could go ahead and top this off with some water to make the full gallon, but I prefer not to. I'm going to show you how I make it, because when you do that, you might end up putting in more water than what you anticipated, and you can't take stuff out, but you can always add things in. So I like to keep it this strong, and then I just add as I go along and drink it. Okay, so this is what it ends up looking like when it's all said and done. Let me show you how I make it, and then I'm going to tell you some variations and some things you can do with it. Put mine in this mason jar. I have a little lid that comes with it, and this is I think this is a 24-ounce mason jar. So I'm going to fill this up with ice. Just filled it up to the top with some ice, and now I'm just going to top it off with my iced coffee. If you want to add a little kick to this, you should try putting in some 2 ounces of vodka. You can take a mason jar or whatever you feel comfortable with, and like some chocolate syrup that you would use on top of ice cream, like Hershey's, and just line the inside of it, just kind of roll it and line it, let it soup down a little bit, and then put ice in it and your coffee and 2 ounces of vodka. Really yummy. Some people also like to throw in a dash of vanilla in this. And then, let's see, you can put some cinnamon in it if you want. So there's lots of things you can do to it, to add to it, to make it super duper yummy. Not that this isn't yummy itself. So there we go. It's perfect. So good. And yeah, this will do me all day. So if you enjoyed this or found it beneficial, please go ahead and feel free to share it. Make sure you give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. If you want the written recipe, head on over to my blog, www.scrappycafe.com. And I have the recipe over there. It's so simple though. I mean, I'm sure you'll remember it. And you can also find me on Instagram as well as Facebook under Betz Golden, B-E-T-Z Golden, and then Twitter as well. So until next time, happy drinking coffee and crafting.